Toxic gossip train. Oh shit. Toxic gossip train. Can we all agree that that was kind of just... Hey guys. What's up? It's your girl Jane, back with another video. Ugh. Like many, perhaps most people, I only work because I need money to pay rent and buy food. The truth is, I don't like to work.
I don't know how people do it, it's horrible!
No matter what job I have, it seems like at some point it's either too stressful, too boring, or it feels like it's getting in the way of something else I would rather be doing with my time. More than half the US population says they do not like their job. And I don't think it's much better in the rest of the world. I mean, slavery still exists in some form or another. If I just think about the clothes I'm wearing and the technology I'm using, all this stuff was created in another country with cheaper labor and probably way more unsafe work environments. So I understand maybe I need to check my privilege and I just have first world problems, but I can't change where I was born and what family I was born into. These are just the cards I was dealt, and I'm just doing the best I can with them. I think it's interesting that as a general society, we've continued to accept the status quo of working for at least 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, to a job and or company that we don't even like. We like to suffer, don't we? Is this just part of the human experience?
It's in your nature to destroy yourselves.
Work sucks. Maybe it's just the natural law or something.
No, screw the natural law!
And we all have to work to survive in the society we created for ourselves. I guess the alternative would be foraging for food and worrying about whether or not you're gonna get eaten by a large animal. The classic work structure of a 9-to-5 workday is something that most of the employed population has been doing for the past 100 years or so. The brainchild of Henry Ford, apparently. I have mixed feelings on the guy. Part of me thinks it's not such a bad work structure and it does make us more productive. And another part of me thinks, fuck that guy. Let's break down the 9-to-5 work structure with math.
So get off your act, let's do some math. Math.
There are 168 hours in a week. That's 24 hours a day times 7 days a week. If you work 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, then 40 hours a week are spent working. And if you get the recommended amount of sleep to be a rested, well-functioning adult, then 8 hours a night are spent sleeping. So let's say an average of 56 hours a week are spent sleeping. That leaves you with 72 hours a week to do anything besides work and sleep. That's the equivalent of 3 days a week at your personal disposal. But let's also subtract the time spent on doing other necessary human activities like eating and going to the bathroom. Because unless you're a cyborg, these are things that you absolutely cannot avoid doing, otherwise you die. If you eat 3 meals a day, let's average 1 hour per meal devoted to buying or preparing and eating the food. So if that's 3 hours per day, then approximately 21 hours a week are spent eating. Unless you skip meals, which I do sometimes when I'm really busy, you have 51 hours a week at your disposal. For going to the bathroom, let's average 1 hour per day. So 7 hours a week are devoted to peeing and pooping, taking showers, grooming, throwing up if you have to. That leaves you with 44 hours a week purely at your personal disposal. Just a little less than 2 days worth. This is the time when you can watch movies and TV, sleep more if you want to, take a long bath, eat a long meal, play with your friends, run errands, do chores, go shopping, go to the beach, make a video, anything you want to do. So, just a typical weekend for most people. But I feel like it's not enough free time to fully enjoy yourself, or to even get a good rest from work, in addition to taking care of your other life things that you have to do. Because the majority of your week is spent working, you work hard to pay your bills, to feed yourself, to buy yourself whatever you want and need, but you only have 2 days a week to enjoy life outside of working. That's like what, 8 to 10 days a month? Sure, you can sacrifice sleep, meals, and showers to give yourself more time, but then I think you're degrading the quality of your free time because you're depriving yourself of good health. I love sleeping and I love eating, but I also love doing other things that aren't just required human needs to stay alive. If that makes me sound like a selfish, entitled millennial, whatever.
You know, that's just like, your opinion, man.
I'm okay with that. I wasn't born just to be a representative or an associate for someone else's company. At least, I'm not trying to be. It's not my goal in life. But even if that is my fate, I feel like I can't do a good job helping someone else if I'm not helping myself first. That's partly why I decided to quit my last full-time job. I felt like I wasn't good at my job because I wasn't happy doing it, so I left. I decided I needed to explore doing other kinds of work so that I can find the job that I'm best suited for. If reality states that I need to spend most of my waking time working, then I want to like my job. Otherwise, life sucks. I mean, it sucks sometimes even when I'm not working, but doing a job that doesn't make me happy makes life suck more, at least in my opinion. Working at a job you don't like leads to stress, burnout, anxiety about the future, and falling into unhealthy habits. You may become sleep deprived, overcaffeinated, underfed, or overfed, or start doing things like smoking, drinking, and eating lots of junk food. Because we all have to do things to cope with the pain of existence. Now that I've spent some time away from doing a full-time job, I have a lot more time to my thoughts. And something that I think about a lot is that we, as a species, have made life very complicated for ourselves. We rely on complex systems of government, businesses, and personal connections to get what we need from each other. And a lot of the time, it feels like we're living in a world of never-ending bullshit, just spinning around in space, waiting for this planet to die. I didn't build society, I just contribute to it, so I may not know exactly what I'm talking about, but I think these systems that we rely on were put in place in order to try to make things as fair or as close to fair as possible for as many people as possible. But because people are not perfect, in fact, we're inherently flawed, a lot of the time, perhaps most of the time, we tend to get bogged down in each other's bullshit. Namely, it comes in the form of social economics and politics. Even the word politics sounds like a disease. I guess that's the ultimate trade-off of being part of this world. And then something else that I ask myself is, would I be happier living outside of society, like in the wilderness or in a countercultural commune where everyone grows and raises their own food and trades goods and services with each other? I don't know, I'd probably start to miss the things that I can only get from being in a city. So I guess it's just about finding balance between being a cog in the machine or a brick in the wall and finding happiness outside of working. Like I've said before, I don't like working, so I choose to work less, which means I earn less money. I like to keep my living expenses low other than living in Los Angeles, so I don't need a lot of money anyway for my kind of lifestyle. Even though I live in a big city, generally I like doing nothing with no one. So I guess I should move to somewhere less expensive. Of course, I only choose to work because I like eating good quality food, I like wearing clean clothes, and I like not living on the street. And because liking my job is something that's important to me, I understand it's not important to everybody, and that's fine. I choose jobs that give me satisfaction in other ways that isn't just the satisfaction of earning money for a job well done. I do pet sitting because I love animals and I like taking care of them. I teach motorcycle safety classes because I love riding motorcycles, and there aren't a lot of jobs that pay you to ride motorcycles. And I also want more people to be safe on motorcycles as well. There are too many reckless motherfuckers out there on motorcycles who are giving us all a bad rap. Oh yeah, I don't think I told you guys yet, but I got certified as a CMSP instructor, so I got a new stream of income, teaching classes, did it all this year, and it pays well. I deliver cannabis because I love smoking weed and I love driving my car. Not at the same time though, that's illegal. But lately I feel like delivering weed has been getting in the way of pet sitting and time I could spend working on my videos. Getting free weed samples from work and putting miles on my car just don't seem appealing enough anymore for me to want to keep that job much longer. I'm getting paid minimum wage plus tips. The pay's actually been pretty decent, but that's about it. Something I've learned about myself is that as soon as I realize I'm doing a job purely for the money and for nothing else, I want to quit. So I did. After this month, I will not be delivering cannabis anymore. I had to decide if the money I would earn from doing that job versus the free time I would have from not doing that job would make me happier. More money or more time? And right now I choose time because I want to make more videos for you guys. This channel is slowly growing, and I emphasize slowly because I'm not doing anything really to promote it. But I want to see where this ride takes us. Thank you for subscribing and for watching. It's really the only way to keep this channel moving. I'm sorry I complain a lot, but that's what I do. Maybe I am an entitled millennial who hates working, or maybe I'm just lazy, I don't know. I've just experienced and put up with a lot of bullshit from my past jobs, and eventually, I just came to a point where I felt like I needed to put my feelings and opinions out into the universe. The YouTube-verse, if you will. And thanks for being here with me. Hi, as I'm editing this video, I wanted to add something else. I've said work sucks like twice in this video, and so I wanted to add something a little bit more positive. Yes, I'm wearing the same clothes for continuity. I think we generally put too much pressure on ourselves to work a lot, to earn a lot of money, And at the same time, we make a lot of sacrifices when it comes to spending time with our families and our loved ones. I mean, isn't that the moral of almost every Christmas movie? The man of the house spends too much time at work, which causes him to miss all the important moments with his family. And at the end of the movie, he realizes that his family is more important than his job. Jingle All the Way, The Family Man. There are others, but I can't think of them. Sure, these guys live in giant houses in nice neighborhoods, and they can afford to buy anything for their kids. But money is only a quick band-aid solution, and it can't buy the little bonding moments that make life special. Time and money are kind of mutually exclusive that way. If you have a lot of money, you generally don't have a lot of time because you're always working. And if you have a lot of time, you generally don't have a lot of money because you're not working. But there are also a lot of people who spend most of their time working and they still don't have a lot of money. It just depends on your individual situation. I understand that I'm lucky enough to be in a situation where I can choose to sacrifice money earned in exchange for more free time. I don't have kids or any pets of my own, so I only need to keep myself alive, and I don't ask a lot from myself. But who knows, I may end up having to get another job next year if I can't afford to pay my bills. I like to think of life as an experiment, trying out different ways of living and working and aiming for happiness. It's hard and scary, but also exciting. Like with anything in life, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, I hope none of you are working too hard this holiday season, and even if you are working on the holidays, I hope you're finding time to enjoy yourselves and to spend time with the people you love. Stay safe, have fun, and I'll see you next year. That's all. Bye. Toxic Gossip Train.